Happy Friday. I am studying meteorologist Harrison Black, and we obviously have quite the setup, quite the winter storm setup coming up this weekend, tomorrow and into Sunday. And this is your look across the country right now, and you can see that you're starting to get a lot of that moisture coming into Texas right now, and that will be slowly turning into freezing rain and sleet as we get closer to the evening, and that cold air starts to come down into Texas. You can see it right now over Nebraska, parts of Kansas, and it is really going to hit Oklahoma and Texas hard this evening, and then move into our area in the morning. So let's get into it. So here's the current situation right now at 500 millibars. This is off the first run of the GFS, the first hour of the GFS. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now. You see that upper level low off the coast of California. That's going to be really what's going to give us the energy for the system. And then you see, of course, the massive upper level low in southern Canada, and that's part of the energy in the air that will be moving down, that will be giving us the cold air for this system that obviously you need for a winter storm. So this is tonight at 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. Friday, and you can see freezing rain and sleet starting to begin in northern Texas, and snow is beginning in Oklahoma. That will continue through the day on Saturday, but it should get rolling and should get starting around 9 o'clock tonight over there in the southern plains. So this is 6 a.m. tomorrow, so 6 a.m. Saturday, and this is off the GFS, and I'll talk about why I'm leaning GFS versus Euro right now, but we'll get to that in a second. But this is pretty much what we're looking at. So this is the American model at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and you can see that there's some wintry precipitation starting to move into North Mississippi and North Alabama. Of course, into Tennessee as well. More of the heavier snow is going to be in Tennessee and Kentucky with this feature. So this would be 3 p.m. on Saturday. So freezing rain starts to move into central Mississippi, starting to get into northwest Alabama. It's been consistent at that point for a while. And then we go forward a little bit more. Precipitation with this first wave starts to pick up even more. The GFS says that freezing rain will be happening at that point over Limestone County, Lauderdale County, and then pretty much just southwest all the way down into central Louisiana. So that would be pretty crippling. I mean, that's very, very heavy precipitation right there. You go forward, and this is where it starts to get a little interesting. So this is early Sunday morning, so 6 a.m. Sunday morning. You can see that a warm nose starts to creep up into Alabama. And pretty much what this is the low pressure system about to come ashore. So it is bringing up all this warm air from the Gulf of Mexico. And it continues throughout the day, of course, as the surface low comes ashore. You can see that it has let's say 1,003 millibar surface low. I think it's 1,008 millibar surface low in south central Alabama. I guess kind of south central Alabama. But that's moving to the northeast. And behind that is where you could get the heavier wintry precipitation. But around that, where you have just the warmer air, it's just a cold rain. So this continues into 6 p.m. Sunday, and the GFS still has heavy precipitation ongoing throughout the state, with a sliver of freezing rain in northwest Alabama into Mississippi. And then, of course, with sleet and snow to the north of that feature. So that has us getting a good bit through most of our area, northeast Mississippi and northwest Alabama, with freezing rain impacts. So, and then 3 a.m. Monday, might have some flurries on the back end of this as the moisture wraps back around the system. So this is the European model. So this is why there's been so much conflict amongst the weather community. The European all week has gone pretty much all week has gone a lot warmer, and so this would be 9 a.m. on Sunday, and it has a stronger surface low a little bit to the west. That makes such a huge difference. At this point, Limestone County all the way down to Starkville, just rain, just cold rain, with more of the ice and sleet to the northwest. The reason I don't buy it, this is crazy. This is a crazy swing. Limestone County on this model was sitting at like 35, 36 on Saturday. This suggests that a massive area of warm air advection starts coming up through the state of Alabama and has a massive warm sector. Through my experience, through severe weather coverage and just watching all that unfold, usually warm air, especially in situations like this, it's not going to make it that far. It is not going to make it that far. Yes, all you need is just above 32 degrees, which I think is the case, but 51 degrees in North Alabama seems a little high. It just seems a little high. And for comparison's sakes, this is the GFS at the exact same time. 9 a.m. Sunday. That 51 is a 35. That is a completely different number. And that is a completely different feeling of the air. That's a wide spread. And we are only like a day and a half out from this point. That is a wide spread. But with situations like this, I tend to say cold air always wins. And if we're talking, if an area in this kind of situation, you have cold air to your north, I mean, powerful Arctic air coming in from the north, and then you have just a little bit of, you know, you have that warm tongue coming up, I'm going to take the Arctic front every time. So, yes, it might not be as cold as 35. It's probably somewhere in the middle, but I still think 50 degrees is a little extreme. So, I'm taking the colder solution here, and that's why I still favor freezing precipitation as you go in to the day, towards the end of the day. This is 3 p.m. on Sunday. And you can see that even this has some freezing rain on the back end that's starting to come in as temperatures decrease. But this doesn't show temperatures decreasing as fast, therefore it's just mostly a cold rain. This is what I'm calling. This is what I'm saying. So this is 5-day forecast for our area. So this is northeast Mississippi and northwest Alabama. And I got freezing rain and ice for most of the area, not Tuscaloosa, not Birmingham, but areas to the north of that. To the north and especially to the west of that. We're talking ice and freezing rain on Saturday and Sunday with a little bit of a cold rain break in between. Sunday morning is when it will warm up and we will transition to cold rain for a moment and then it'll go back. If it has already rained or if it's already freezing rained a lot on Saturday, then you still might already have enough issues on Saturday where it doesn't matter if you switch over to a cold rain. It's still going to have that freezing impact. And no matter what, if you get the cold rain, it's exclusively cold rain, this air is going to be so cold behind it. Monday, look at that low, 3 degrees. It's going to be so cold behind this front that all of that moisture that's still left on the ground, the puddles that are going to be, you know, just standing water on top of our already saturated ground, that's going to freeze. So I expect black ice problems pretty much area-wide on Monday, and then on Tuesday the sun comes back out and we finally are able to warm up a little bit and we get some melting. But this is a crazy setup, and I'm going to be now casting a lot starting tonight into tomorrow. But you need to go ahead and prepare either way. If there's just going to be black ice problems on Monday, or if we're going to have a full-out ice storm, no matter where you're at, the line is close. You have to prepare like you're going to be in the middle of that ice storm. There's ice storm warnings for Lauderdale County, so that's Florence, Muscle Shoals, and then that goes into north central Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi, Tupelo. I mean, these are areas where it's like, yes, there's going to be an ice storm. But when you're right on the edge like this, you can't play with it. You've got to understand cold air usually wins, and you've got to be prepared in case your power goes out and you're under an ice storm warning by this time tomorrow. So that's all I got right now. I know that was a lot. That was a lot of me just talking, but trying to just give it to you as straight up as I can. But that's the forecast. That says January 22nd. It is the 23rd. So, you know, there we go. Yeah, hope you guys have a great day. This is going to be an interesting forecast, and I just wanted to give a vocal demonstration on, you know, what's going on here. So anyways, yeah, y'all have a good one.